Hello and welcome to Nyam Nyam. Let's make this deliciously sweet turkey. Start by heating some unsalted butter. Pour in some marshmallows. Heat until melted. Next, pour in some Rice Krispies. Once that's mixed together, you can start shaping your turkey. Starting with the main body. Let's do the legs. And don't forget the wings. And finally, some decoration. And fill with M&Ms. And there you have it. An amazing turkey treat. Enjoy! Let's make this Thanksgiving turkey ruffle cake. Start with a dome-shaped vanilla sponge cake and cut out a hole in the middle. Fill the hole with candies. And then close it up. Next, coat the cake in chocolate buttercream. Spread it nice and evenly. Then it's time to pipe on the ruffled feathers, starting with red buttercream. Pipe on like so, going all the way across and down the sides. Then use a palette knife to smooth down one end. Make another row the same and then repeat the process with brown buttercream. Again doing 2 rows. Then do the same with orange buttercream. And last but not least, yellow. Just cover up the remaining little gap. There. Right, time to make our turkey head. We're rolling out brown fondant icing and shaping it to create the neck. Then roll a ball for the head and stick it on top. Press it down using your fingers. Then slice up a candy corn for the beak. And a couple of candy eyes go on there. Let's not forget the wattle. We're using red fondant for this. Shaping it with your fingers, just sticking it on. There you go, time to pop it on the cake. Amazing! Thanksgiving turkey ruffle cake. Making a very special cake for a very special occasion. Cut out a slice and watch the candy fall out. Enjoy! Today we've got some brilliant Thanksgiving Rice Krispie desserts for you. Let's start by making the basic mixture. We need 300 grams of marshmallows, 4 tablespoons of butter, and just melt that in the microwave. Mix it up with 6 cups of Rice Krispies. Yep, it's that easy, folks. That's going to make our mixture base for 3 different recipe ideas. First of all, we're going to be making a turkey drumstick. So we just use our hands to mould it into the shape. Brilliant! Chill that in the fridge to set and then add some brown food dye using a paintbrush. And we are ready to roll! Can you believe how easy that was? And it tastes delicious too. Turkey drumstick! Awesome! Next we're going to make some mini turkeys. Add a little bit of baking paper to the bottom of a baking tray and scoop in your mixture. Flattening it out to fill the space. You can use your hands. Excellent! Right, chill that in the fridge, and once it's set we can use a cookie cutter to cut out some circular pieces. We get about 4 out of this one, turn it upside down, and then separate your circles. Perfecting the shape with your hands. Excellent! Right, now it's time to decorate. We're going to add a chocolate button, sticking it on with some buttercream icing, some candy corns for the feathers. You can of course use any candy you like, anything that looks the part really. Half a Smartie is going to be the beak and 2 edible eyes. Oh wow, look at that, so simple and super effective. Right, let's make pumpkin pie. Using the same mixture, scooping it into a round cake tin. Just pressing up the edges slightly so it looks like our pie crust. Now get some more mixture and colour it with orange food colouring. Mixing it all nicely. And we're going to add that in the middle of our Rice Krispie pie crust. This is the pumpkin mixture. Pat that down. Brilliant! Chill that in the fridge and time to decorate. Just going to pipe on some buttercream frosting. And then make a slice, just like you would with a normal pumpkin pie. And there you go, ready to eat. Pumpkin pie, made from Rice Krispies. Hard to believe you can make so many things with a cereal, isn't it? But there you go. We hope you've enjoyed our video. See you next time for more fantastic ideas from Nyam Nyam. We've got some fantastic Thanksgiving ideas for you, starting with cupcake toppers. First of all, we're going to do acorn cupcakes. Look at that. Beautiful. It's really easy. We just need some fondant icing, starting with light brown for the acorn, using your hands to shape it like so. Let's make a few of these. Perfect! Now we get some dark brown fondant icing for the top of the acorns. Shaping it like this, and then just pressing the pieces together to make your perfect acorn. There! Now for some finishing touches, let's use a knife to cut some detail. Right, onto some yellow fondant icing. Using a rolling pin, we're going to flatten it out and get a leaf cutter. Let's make several of these. Beautiful leaves with tiny ridges, and using a knife to put in the rest of the detail. Folding the ends. Perfect. Now we're going to get a lighter colour fondant icing to make some bigger leaves. This time we're cutting it freestyle. Rather than using a readily shaped cutter, you can be creative and make any kind of leaf shape that you like. We're doing much larger leaves this time and more curvy edges. This gives a wonderful variety when you put them together with the smaller, more jaggedy edges of the previous leaves. Shaping it with your hands to perfect it. Cutting in the detail. Perfect! Bending them slightly and adding a little brown food dye for a finishing touch. Looks very autumny, doesn't it? Now let's get our cupcake. Squeeze on some buttercream frosting. Sprinkle on some icing sugar. And stick on our decorations. Starting with the larger leaves. Overlapping a little. They look like they've just fallen straight from the tree. Sticking in the smaller yellow ones around the edges. Wow, look at that! Popping the acorns on top. Absolutely perfect. Right, time to eat our yummy acorn cupcakes. Now we can't have Thanksgiving without a turkey, so let's work on our turkey fondant icing cupcake topper. Rolling out some dark brown fondant icing and using a cookie cutter, we're going to cut out a jagged-edged circle. Using a knife to cut one side off. Making indents with the cutter and a knife. There's your turkey's tail. Brilliant! A little bit of red food dye. It's all about the detail, you know. Putting it on with a little paintbrush. And and some silver food dye for the edges. Beautiful! Now we get some brown fondant icing to make the turkey's head. So we roll it out into a sort of sausage shape. Then we get some yellow fondant icing. That's going to be the beak. Brilliant. Red fondant icing for the wattle. Gotta have a wattle. There you go. Then we simply piece it together. We're going to add some edible eyes on, using black buttercream icing for the pupils and to stick on the features, of course. So first the eyes, then the beak, and last but certainly not least, do you remember what this bit's called? Yep, that's right, the wattle! Perfect! Turkey head ready to go. Roll out some more brown fondant icing and use your cutter again, but this time use the straight-edged side. Get your cupcake, cover it with buttercream icing, stick on the circle of fondant icing you just cut out, and then using some black buttercream icing we stick on the head. 2 cocktail sticks to place the tail. And it's cock-a-doodle-doo! Ready for Thanksgiving. Woo, what a turkey. We hope you enjoyed our video. See you next time. And happy Thanksgiving. Today, we're going to be making Thanksgiving cake pops. Woohoo! Look at that turkey. Let's make some turkey cake pops, starting with red velvet cake crumbs and mixing them with buttercream frosting. There you go. That is how easy it is to make your cake pop mixture. We're going to make them into balls. I think this amount of mixture will make about 4 balls. Just shape them with your hands, nice and easy. Last one going on there. Brilliant! Let's stick in some cake pop sticks. A little bit of frosting on the end will ensure that it will stay put. Time to decorate! So, we're going to melt some milk chocolate buttons. And then get dipping! Coating all the cake pop mixture with the chocolate. Now time to decorate, adding some candy corns, some white candies, 2 feet. Now let it dry. And a little bit of orange icing for the beak. Just pipe it on there. Now some brown icing for the wings. And red icing for the wattle. And there you have it, a turkey cake pop. Right, acorn time now. We're going to make the same cake pop mixture with red velvet cake crumbs and buttercream frosting, then melting some chocolate buttons and coating our cake pops. While they are drying, we can prepare the decorations using orange fondant icing to make some leaves. We're going to just roll it out and then use a leaf cutter. Nice and easy. Now we can create some detail on each leaf and perfect the shape using a fondant cutter. Texture it with some concentrated brown food dye. Give it that realistic autumny look. Now we're going to roll out some light brown fondant icing. Cut out some circle shapes. Flattening them out with your finger and using the fondant tool to mark in the detail. Make a little indent in the middle and then stick it on to the cake pop. Using some concentrated brown food dye for a finishing touch. Just press it down with your finger. There, time to stick on your leaf. Curling it around like so and pressing it down using your tool. And there you have it, Acorn cake pops. Delicious. Well, we hope you've enjoyed making Thanksgiving cake pops with us. Do come back again and join us for some more Nyam Nyam recipe ideas. Until next time, bye-bye! We've got some awesome autumn tree cupcake toppers for you today. Try out some different designs and bring out the artist in you. Why not? Come on then, start by melting some dark chocolate in the microwave, or any chocolate you like really. We're going to put that in a food piping bag and pipe it in a tree shape onto some baking paper. We can add some sprinkles if you want to decorate your tree. Let's add some rainbow confetti sprinkles to this one. Let's do one more. What shall we add here? I know, some autumn leaf sprinkles. Oh, isn't that pretty? A few more there. You can never have enough sprinkles. Set those in the fridge, and while they are getting hard, we're going to get our cupcake. We're using red velvet cupcake, but you can of course use any flavour you like. Piping on some green buttercream frosting, looks kind of like grass, and then dipping it in some beautiful autumn leaf sprinkles. Then just pop in your tree. It's as easy as that. Just be very careful, because we don't want it to snap now, do we? And there you go. That would be really cool for an autumn themed party or something, don't you think? A little bit too gorgeous to eat though, isn't it? Right, let's get a red velvet cupcake once again, covering it in green buttercream frosting. This time we're adding rainbow confetti sprinkles. And this is going to match our second tree. Perfect. Wow, look at that, that's super colourful. I think the kids would like that one. Big kids and little kids alike. Alright, on to our third cupcake topper. This time we're coating it in white buttercream frosting. Popping in our tree with the beautiful autumn coloured sprinkles on there. And there you have it. Really, you can be as creative as you like, do it as simple as you like. If you want to get the kids involved, I'm sure they're going to love playing with different coloured sprinkles and different food dyes for that buttercream frosting. Change the colour up, change the flavour of cupcake. Whatever you fancy for your autumn tree cupcake toppers. See you next time!